All right, just a quick check-in because it is 11:01 p.m. right now in Hong Kong. But the best part is I got delivered the brand new Osmo Action 6 and a bunch of different accessories. So I'm spending 2 weeks over here in Asia, Hong Kong, then Singapore, then Taiwan. But the trip worked out perfectly because DJI is launching the new Osmo Action 6. At the time of filming, it's not available yet, so they had it shipped directly to my hotel room here, which is perfect. And I will be heading to Disneyland, Hong Kong tomorrow. So that means for the next couple of hours, I will stay up, unbox this, and test the new Osmo Action 6 so that it is ready. We'll be running a bunch of tests. We'll get a lot of footage. We'll see how this thing performs. I've of course got the Action 4 and the Action 5, DJI Osmo Nano, as well as the Osmo 360. So hopefully I can give you a pretty solid overview of image quality and performance compared to all of the other DJI cameras that I own, that I've actually got with me as well. But the new Osmo Action 6, let's check it out. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Hong Kong. This was waiting for me in my hotel room. This is the brand new DJI Action 6. At the time of filming, this has not been released yet, so I will be testing this incognito all over Hong Kong, Singapore, and Taiwan for the next couple of weeks to really see what this brand new action camera is capable of. DJI sent it directly to my hotel room and it was sitting in my room waiting to be unboxed. And so far I've been using it for a couple days. So first of all, let me just give you a close look. You can see here it is very incognito. This is a full production version. So it's the DJI Action 6 right here. Form factor compared to the Action 5 is pretty much the same. I mean, I really like this all blacked out look, and there are a ton of internal updates to this camera. First thing we're gonna call out, this is the first variable aperture action camera. So it is gonna be able to go from f2 to f4 based on your lighting situations. And this uses an all new sensor from DJI. It is a square 1/1.1 inch sensor, which should ideally give us significantly better image quality, better low light performance as well. And not only have we gotten improvements to the sensor and the lens, we've also gotten improvements to the battery technology. So you're gonna get about 4 hours off of a single battery. These new 1950 milliamp hour batteries from DJI. I have been seeing some pretty solid performance overall, and they also sent over the extended battery kind of tripod. So I've got that plugged in here. We have a full long day, and I think this is gonna come in pretty handy.
You got me shaking, yeah, I feel the fever coming on. Oh, you know you...
All right, hopefully you guys can see we are here at Hong Kong Disney, and I think we might be the first people to be using the new DJI Osmo Action 6. I will keep it down since it's not been announced yet, but we are using the onboard mics, and I'm gonna be filming as much stuff as I can here today. It's gonna be a good test of all the capabilities on this new camera, but let's go test the new Action 6.
No more games, can't we just say its name? Instead of running away and jumping the gun to play.
All right, so we're continuing the test vlogging with the Action 6 here in Disneyland, Hong Kong. Hopefully you can see the castle right above me. We're gonna make a conscious effort not to use anything but the onboard mic. I just wanna get a full test of how well this thing performs using all the built-in standard settings. So I've got this set to D-Log M, so it's still auto exposure, still auto white balance, but we're using D-Log M so we can color grade this afterwards. And then we have this on standard D-Warp, field of view, and hopefully, you know, we can just get a pretty solid vlogging setup. This does use a new square 1/1.1 inch sensor, which is new from DJI. Ideally, that's going to give us a lot better image quality, low light performance, which we'll test at some point. But right now, we're basically vlogging all over Disneyland and trying out all different types of rides and different lighting scenarios. And yeah, let's keep going.
Roller coaster ride, hands up in the sky, take you on a ride, love to feel the high. We can start again, laughing to the end, screaming at the top.
All right, a quick check-in. As you can see, it is all dark now at Disneyland. We're testing the low light performance on the new Action 6, and I mean, I'm pretty impressed, at least just seeing some of the on-screen performance. This is a 1/1 inch sensor, so it's larger than any of the previous versions in the past, so low light performance should be the best compared to everything else. But you guys let me know how it looks. Right now it's pretty dark behind me, a lot of ambient lighting, and if we turn around, you can see Main Street in Disneyland Hong Kong. Solid amount of light, but this is still something I would consider a low light scenario. But I think the sensor is doing a great job, and we'll see how this grades afterwards.
Screaming at the top, hope it never stops. We could do it all over. Thrill is bringing us closer. Superstar, you're Nova. Oh.
All right, good morning. We are on the Sky Corridor above the city of Hong Kong. You can see here tons of buildings. We're pretty high up, actually. Let's see how far we can go. But again, this is just a good opportunity to test the capabilities of the Action 6. It's pretty quiet up here, so we're still using onboard microphones. But I have to say, having tested it yesterday at Disney, the 1/1.1 inch sensor performs really, really well. And I'm pretty happy with it. But let me know how the colors look. We are shooting in D-Log. I'm going to apply a color grade, and overall I'm pretty impressed with the Action 6. Later on, we are going to connect the Mic 3, which they did send along. It's tiny. I've got it here in my bag somewhere, but we'll get that connected and then we'll do some higher quality vlogging tests. But so far so good. This is a pretty impressive camera, and there's a lot of technical specs that I'll talk to you about as well. All right, just a quick test. We are walking through the streets in a pretty busy part of Hong Kong, but right now this is just a quick test of the DJI Mic 3 connected to the new Action 6. So right now I'm looking at the levels, and the microphone is absolutely peaking. The only nice thing is I'm obviously using the Mic 3s and I'm recording internally 32-bit float. So no matter how loud the audio is, I should be able to recover basically everything. And again, we're doing this test in a pretty busy place. So should be traffic basically everywhere. There's people to my left and my right. And as you can see here, people are commuting to work right now. So there's a lot of traffic on the road. But again, just a quick vlogging test of the DJI Mic 3s connected to the Action 6. Everything worked out great. Let me know how the audio sounds. I'm gonna have to look at this in post, just because again, the audio levels that are being shown to me on the Action 6 are all the way in the red. So we'll see what we have to do to fix that. But again, quick test. You guys let me know how all of this sounded. This is a dynamic range test. We are in a shadowed part, and then you can see over there, nice and bright against the building. So let me know how the shadows look, and the highlights should be pretty nice. This is supposed to have 13 stops of dynamic range with this new sensor, which is pretty impressive if that is true and accurate. And that's what we're testing right now. So if you take a look, our shadows, our highlights, everything should look really quite nice. We've got a lot of dynamic range to work with. So we're in what they call a Don Don Donkey, which is a Japanese superstore here in Hong Kong. There is so much stuff. It's just a giant convenience store. Although another great place to test out audio quality and how this thing does. Really, it's more of a test of the Mic 3, right? It's connected to the Action 6, but we're seeing what kind of audio it's going to be able to filter out. There's music being played all over the store, but it is much quieter than being outside on the street. Hum of some refrigerators. But I think the biggest thing I want to test here is just this vlogging setup. I will predominantly be using the Action 6 with the Mic 3s as my main vlogging camera and audio setup. So we just need to make sure that this thing sounds good in all different types of environments, because that's what's going to matter most, and that's what's going to make it the most versatile vlogging camera, especially with this improved sensor. We just want to make sure audio is on par. Okay, so here we are in Singapore, just taking some time to sit down and talk about my initial impressions of the new Action 6 after about a week in Hong Kong and maybe about 5 days here in Singapore. And I've been using the Action 6 as well as the DJI Osmo Nano pretty much exclusively as my main action cameras, vlogging cameras, and I've definitely got some thoughts. So let's go ahead and talk specs. Since this camera actually isn't out at the time of recording, I've got some details from DJI, and again, I've been testing this during this entire trip. But first of all, variable aperture. This thing does allow you to go from f2.0 all the way up to f4.0 based on the lighting situation and the auto settings, which again is really quite nice. And of course, if you put this into a manual mode, that's additional settings that you now have control of, right? Shutter speed, ISO, white balance, and now the variable aperture is also available to be changed. On top of that, we have an all-new 1/1.1 inch square sensor. That's been really popular lately, again, especially with some of DJI's newer cameras. Not necessarily the Osmo Action, but the Osmo 360, for example, is, again, completely re-engineered square sensors. It just gives us more flexibility as creators. So I can shoot this in a square aspect ratio, which means, again, without having to turn the camera sideways, I can get both a wide field of view as well as a vertical field of view for social. That's really nice, just because, again, if a moment is happening, I just want to turn the camera on and I don't have to worry about the orientation of the Action 6 in order to get my shot for social. Now, with the brand new square sensor as well as the variable aperture and the improvements that DJI has just made overall to its Action 6, image quality is pretty spectacular. I have a ton of test footage that I'll show you in multiple types of lighting scenarios: dark, nighttime, indoors, outdoors, high dynamic range situations where shadows and highlights can easily be crushed or blown out. I think the dynamic range on this is pretty impressive. I'm shooting everything in D-Log M and then just color grading after the fact, so I'm getting the most amount of control, dynamic range, and again, get that final color and that final look that I like from my DJI cameras. Battery life is another thing I want to talk about, which again, very impressive with the Action 6. The package I got came with 3 batteries and a charging pack, and these are 1950 milliamp hour batteries. I will say these have lasted multiple rounds of shooting and full days of shooting. So DJI says each battery should last about 4 hours of continuous shooting. I've been using these for 9, 10, 12 hour days, just filming on and off, doing B-roll, some talking head, getting a lot of footage, and I'm barely breaking through 50% on these batteries at the end of the day. Again, keep in mind, I'm filming in a style that I'm used to, which is turn the camera on, get some great B-roll shots. As soon as I'm done, hit that record button and it automatically shuts off after 3 seconds. So I'm using it as much as possible, but just in the most natural and authentic way that I use action cameras, and the batteries have been fantastic. With that said, DJI did include the power bank power handle, which I actually really do like. It's right here. It again connects to the Action 6 like any other DJI accessory, uses that same kind of action mount. And I will say, if you are someone who's using Insta360's camera system, which I am as well, I don't like the fact that I have different mounting mechanisms for different cameras. DJI has been using the same action mount for all of their cameras, the Action 6, 5, the Nano, the Osmo 360, which I also have right here. All of them use the same mounting system, so this power handle can be used on any of those cameras. And I've actually really enjoyed having this in my bag because I can just easily plug it into the camera and I've got significantly more power. And if you can see here, the other thing that I like is the record button, the quick switch button, and all the controls are built into this power handle, which means, again, I can control the camera really easily, and it just becomes more of a vlogging setup, which is what I've enjoyed using it as. And the same thing works with the Nano and the 360 when I plug them in. The only thing that I will say, although it has tripod legs, not a selfie stick, so not extendable like the smaller compact selfie stick and tripod DJI sent over with the new Action 6. Probably worth mentioning, but pretty standard for any DJI camera nowadays, is this works seamlessly with their microphone system. I have a set of the DJI Mic 3s, which again record 32-bit float internally into the microphones, connects seamlessly with the Action 6 or any modern DJI camera, so that you have high quality audio across the board no matter what camera you're using. So I can easily swap between my Nano, I can swap with my Action 6, the 360, all using the same Mic 3, which again has been very convenient. This thing is ultra tiny. I don't even carry the receiver with me very often because now all my DJI cameras just connect to it wirelessly without an additional receiver. Some examples I do want to show you which were really impressive when it comes to the night mode and the low light performance. Super night mode is awesome on the DJI camera. I was actually really impressed with the night mode on the Osmo 360, and of course with this new sensor, the Action 6 performs even better. I took this over to Hong Kong Disney, we did Universal in Singapore, we did night exploring through some of the gardens and the garden by the bay. So there's a ton of footage here with varying levels of sunlight to sunset to just nighttime, and then interior dark rooms and rides and changing light scenarios. It's really impressive, and because of the enhancements and innovation that I'm seeing from DJI, it just makes being a content creator or creating travel content so much easier and just gives me so much more flexibility. All right, so we're gonna get packing because we do have a flight to catch tomorrow to our next country where we'll continue testing the Action 6. I've got the DJI Nano, the Osmo 360, lots of cameras to film tons of footage on this huge trip across Asia.